Spelling irregular words. The word for today is talk, as in you can hear me talking. Now this is a curious one, Devon, because the AL, or I think from my perspective, perhaps even the ALK, sounds like or.
Yeah, the AL sounds like all, because we do have a k sound at the end.
Right, so it's mainly the AL.
Yep,
right,
that's the tricky bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So AL, why is it AL and not OR?
Now I don't have an answer for that, and it just is.
I just is. Yeah, good. Okay.
So it'll.
So how about I just put an exclamation point
right
here,
and it'll be one of those. English being a fluid language, having come from many other languages, we do get lots of irregular spelling patterns in English.
Okay.
Some of them have explanations, some don't.
All right. So the pattern that we've been using for irregular words, and I'm just going to rub everything out. The pattern for irregular words is that we need to have a strategy for visual memory, correct?
That's exactly right.
All right. So we're using visual memory, and basically that just means I just have to remember what it looks like.
And we're trying to put like a map of the printed word in our mind's eye. We're trying to see those letters in order in our brain.
Okay, so I'm seeing a T, and then I'm seeing an A, and then I'm seeing an L, and then I'm seeing a K, as opposed to hearing them, right?
That's right.
So even though I hear the T and I hear the K, I'm not hearing this bit.
No, not as it's written.
No, I'm just learning how to see the A and the L. And the way we do that is, well, I guess through repetition, I suppose, isn't it?
Say it and write it.
All right, so let's just get rid of that. And I'll just say it again. Here we go. Let me just grab my brush again. There we go. So, T, A, L, and K. And I just have to learn what that looks like. I'll just fix the A there a little bit. There we go. Now, are there any other ways that I can approach this rather than just writing out T-A-L-K? I mean, what else could I do?
We'll definitely try and visualise it. So you can either close your eyes, or one other little trick is to write it in the air. So write those 4 letters in the air and try and see them in the air.
Okay. Well, one way that I'd have to imagine it first is I'd have to rub it out first, wouldn't I? Because otherwise I can still see it.
That's right. So you want to be able to try and take that visual memory trace and then reproduce those 4 letters in your visual memory.
Okay, well that's a little bit hard to do here, but I can just imagine the T.
And what do you see after the T?
And then I see an A.
What do you see after the A?
And then I see an L. And at the end there's a K sound. So I'm seeing the K.
Now we could do a couple of other things with this word. We could think about ourselves saying, in the word talk, how do I spell the sound or? And we could say, well, in this word we spell it A-L.
Okay, so the or sound, let me just put a line down there.
Equals.
Or equals
A-L.
A-L.
And I would also say, in the word talk, what do the letters A-L say? And in the word talk, the letters A-L say or.
Oh, okay. Well, I like this idea of a formula. Let's just go back there. Let's just write that up again. I think that looked pretty good. So, just to reinforce
your visual memory.
Yeah. So just to reinforce that. So was it the OR equals AL? So the OR sound. Okay.
Or is written
equals, or is written as
AL
in
the word talk.
Okay, but could we say that it's the OR sound and then the AL
spelling pattern?
Sight or spelling pattern?
Yeah.
Spelling pattern. So one you hear and the other one you see.
Right.
Would that be fair enough?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay, so let's go back and just give myself a little bit more room here.
And then write it one more time. So.
And we'll write it one more time so that we absolutely get this right. And remembering, of course, that the main aim here is that we're using visual memory.
Mm-hmm.
And the word is T-A-L-K,
Talk.
which is talk.
Very good.